I am speaking to you now, and I want you to breathe. Breathe in the stillness that reaches you, even in the noise of your thoughts, even in the corridors where memory drifts like old incense. I have watched you sift through old promises and broken sentences, watched you hold yourself together when others thought you were falling apart. I saw the nights where you tightened your jaw instead of crying because you decided tears would not be the only language you speak. I am here, I am near, and nothing that concerns you has escaped my attention. This is for you. Do not try to skip this. You are not reading by accident. You are not hearing by accident. The road you took to come here was guided by a hand older than time, and it has brought you to a door that was always meant to open. Listen. There are 35 minutes left in a window I have opened for you, a window where the impossible turns its face toward you and the old locks learn a new shape. Time is not your master, but it is my messenger right now. 35 minutes. This is not a threat, not a trap, not a punishment. It is alignment. It is what happens when a seed finally touches the water that was always on its way. In these minutes I want your heart softened but your eyes clear. I want your courage awake and your caution sober. I want you to hear me say that you were not forgotten, and that I am returning to you what was always yours, though it looked like silence took it and shame buried it. I am not late. I am exact. A letter moves toward you even now. It has crossed more rooms than you know, more hands than you would guess, more hesitation than you can imagine. It was delayed by fear, rerouted by pride, and wrapped in a lie that insisted it was better for you never to see it. But lies are smoke before me. I exhale and they clear. This letter carries news about your inheritance, and I tell you plainly, do not be afraid when you feel weight on your chest as you open it. The weight is not a burden, it is the gravity of truth settling where it belongs. You will not believe who sent it at first, because your mind has learned to file that name under never. But I do my work precisely in the rooms where never tried to take root. I plant new growth in ground that said it was dead. I write yes on pages that were stamped no. I bring to your door a small envelope that contains the pivot of a season. Archangel Michael says to you, stand firm. He has been stationed at your threshold for longer than you have felt safe, and he is not leaving his post. He holds the line while your heart opens to what I am placing in your hands. You are not to throw this away because it looks unassuming. You are not to dismiss this because it arrives without a trumpet. Some miracles look like thunder, some miracles look like paper. This one will look like paper at first, but do not be deceived by the quiet of it. Inside is a reversal, a restoration, and a record I have corrected. You will recognize my fingerprints in the details no one could have coordinated, the timing, the phrasing, the unexpected tenderness in a place that was once only hard. Breathe again. There are 32 minutes. I am not counting to intimidate you, I am counting to focus you. The next half hour of your awareness is a sanctuary. Protect it. Do not give it to the clamor that feeds on your attention. Do not rehearse the old argument one more time. Do not negotiate with the memory of their tone. You have grieved the locks. You have forgiven what you could and waited where forgiveness felt like a star you could see but not touch. I am moving the star closer. I am making forgiveness tangible. You will not have to pretend anymore. I am not asking you to swallow disrespect, I am handing you dignity. I am not asking you to make yourself small, I am expanding the place of your feet. You want to know who sent it. You want to hear me say the name that would satisfy your curiosity, sting your pride, or soothe your ache. You want a single face to assign the story to tidy the narrative that became tangled. Hear me, the sender is the one your thoughts avoided because to imagine their change felt like reopening a bruise. The sender is the one who had the keys to a file they pretended not to have, the one who knew a truth but chose a delay. The sender is the one who stood among those who laughed like bells in a storm, certain you would not hear the sound of justice. You will not believe it because they built a reputation for saying no with a smile. You will read their name and feel your stomach tighten. Then you will remember that I, not they, own the river of outcomes. Their yes is late, but your portion is right on time. Even if their name sits at the bottom of the page, my name sits over the whole page. Archangel Michael says, "Do not let bitterness be the pen that annotates this letter." He speaks as my captain, and he whispers to your spirit that protection is more than blocking harm, it is also preparing your heart to handle honor. You have been trained by disappointment to expect little, but I am untraining you now. The letter speaks of an inheritance, and you fear it is a trick, a number that vanishes, a promise that evaporates, a door that opens into a wall. Breathe. Your fear is understandable, but it is not prophetic. The document you will open holds more than currency. It carries the recognition of your name where your name was once reduced. It carries the acknowledgement of your rights where your rights were discounted. It carries the admission of omission. It carries a signature from a hand that trembled before it signed and then steadied because I laid my hand on theirs. There are 28 minutes. I want you to gather your calm like a cloak. The messenger will not announce himself with drama. The arrival may be as simple as a knock, as quiet as the slide of paper under a door, as ordinary as your inbox rendering a new line of text. Do not despise ordinary. There are galaxies in ordinary. You have longed for sky-splitting thunderbolts to prove that I was at work for you. Today I am proving it in the patient precision of logistics, in the choreography of coincidences that aren't. When the letter is in your hand, do not rush to share it widely. There is a glory that is purest when held close first. There is a tenderness in letting me speak to you privately before you speak publicly. Let your room become a courtroom where justice ministers peace to you before it makes announcements to others. You have believed you were disqualified because of how long it took. You measured your worth by how quickly the world called you, by how loudly the world apologized, by how neatly the world repaid you. I am not the world. I am the one who restores the years even when the calendar says they are gone. I redeem not only what was taken but also what was dulled by waiting. I polish the faded edges of your hope and return it to you as a lamp that will not go out. When you open the letter, I want you to do so not as a beggar receiving a scrap, but as a child receiving what bears your name. You are not at the mercy of moods in distant offices. You are at the center of my planning, and I do not misplace what belongs to my children. There are 24 minutes. Let me place a signpost in your spirit so you can test what comes. Peace, deep, unforced, unpanicked, will accompany what is mine. That does not mean you will not cry, but your tears will rinse rather than drown. That does not mean your hands will not tremble, but the tremble will be the shiver of winter leaving a branch in spring. Watch for alignment in the details. Watch for phrasing that addresses precisely what was overlooked. Watch for the way the letter acknowledges what others refuse to name. Watch for the sudden quiet in your chest even before your mind catches up. These are my signatures. These are the ways I lean close to say, yes, this is me answering what you did not even know how to ask anymore. Archangel Michael says, let moderation guard your steps. As my warrior, he is fierce against what harms you, and gentle with what heals you. He would rather fight 10,000 battles outside than let rancor start one war inside your heart. So he warns you, there will be voices that try to stir your anger the moment you share what you received. There will be familiar invitations to rehearse pain, to pick at the scab, to drag the past into the center and let it demand its performance again. You may respectfully decline those invitations. You are permitted to choose peace over performance. You are free to walk away from conversations that only know how to bite. You are free to say, I am grateful, I am processing, I am not entertaining gossip, I am walking in wisdom, I am listening to God. There are 20 minutes. The time has not shrunk, it has crystallized. I am sitting with you in this narrowing, not to constrict you but to concentrate glory over your life. You learn to survive on crumbs, and I called that resilience holy, but I did not design you to live forever at the edge of almost. You were not born for perpetual nearly. You were not made to be the one who warms the bench while destiny plays without you. This is not about proving anything to those who doubted you. This is about aligning the picture you carry inside with the reality I am unfolding around you. Your inheritance is not only a matter of paper and property. It is a matter of identity, who you are when no one is watching, whose you are when everyone has an opinion, where you stand when the dust stops pretending to be fog. Hold out your hands. I am putting in them what your lineage tried to hand you but couldn't, what your ancestors prayed would land on a future child who could carry it without fear. They prayed for a breaker in the family, someone who could step through without turning cruel, someone who could receive without becoming small or swollen. You are that person. I chose you not because you never stumbled but because you kept standing when stumbling would have been easier. I chose you not because you were loud but because you learned how to be loud inside when silence outside would not honor you. I chose you because love is bold in you and tenderness refused to die in you. Your inheritance includes this: a mantle of clarity and a mantle of clean strength. Wear them. There are 16 minutes. Let's talk about what you do when the letter arrives, because your heart wants instruction not to control you but to steady you. Open it in the place where you have laughed and cried in the same hour. Open it where you feed your hope, not where you feed your fear. Read it slowly. Read the first line twice. If your mind tries to race ahead to the numbers, tell it to sit down and let your spirit go first. Look for the acknowledgement you were told you would never get. Look for the line that lifts the stone from your chest. I will be with you as each sentence lands. If there are next steps, I will whisper wisdom to you. If you must ask a question, I will guide your phrasing. If you need counsel, I will lead you to it. You are not expected to sprint out the door waving a document to prove a point. You are invited to walk with me into a new room with a new light. There are 13 minutes. You are thinking about those who tried to convince you that wanting restoration made you greedy. You are remembering the times you folded your longing into small shapes and tucked it behind your ribs. I am unfolding those small shapes now and smoothing them with my palm. I am making room for desire to stand upright again. I am not rebuking you for wanting good things. I am sanctifying your want so it no longer wears shame. Desire becomes dangerous when it replaces me. Desire becomes beautiful when it rests in me. The letter will not become your God. It will be a testimony of your God. It will not elevate you to a throne built by ego. It will seat you at a table built by mercy. You will not need to pretend you are unfazed. You will be genuinely grateful, genuinely aware of the ache that preceded this moment, genuinely strong because you remained honest. There are 10 minutes. Ask me for courage to bless quietly before you celebrate loudly. Ask me to teach your mouth a new rhythm, gratitude before explanation, wonder before strategy, worship before work. This does not mean you will avoid action. It means your action will be saturated with presence instead of panic. I did not open this door so you could learn to sprint in fear. I opened it so you could learn to walk in inheritance. There is a difference between possessing and posturing. Possessing is calm. Posturing is loud because it is hungry for witnesses. You have nothing to prove. Receive, and then proceed. I am healing a timeline inside you. I am touching the 12-year-old who felt disqualified by a tone that said you were too much and never enough. I am touching the 19-year-old who stood at a threshold and watched it close slowly, like a mouth that meant to devour hope. I am touching the version of you who learned to take pride in surviving deserts and forgot what rain felt like. Let it rain now. Let relief run down your face and not apologize for how it shines. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath deepen like a well that remembers it was always fed from underground rivers. The letter is a sign, but it is not the only miracle. The greater miracle is your heart becoming soft without becoming foolish, strong without becoming stone. There are 7 minutes. You are not behind. You are precisely where I can reach you without the noise interrupting. Remember what I told you in other rooms, you will not run out of what I am. The storehouse is not a rumor. The kindness is not a season. The defense around you is not thin. Michael stands, and he is not tired. He speaks again, and I let you hear it. Watch your words. Bless what I am doing. Refuse to curse the soil you are planting in now. If someone tries to bait you into old debates, answer with brevity and return to peace. If someone tries to rename you using yesterday's alphabet, smile and keep reading the language I am writing over you now. There are 5 minutes. Know that the one who sent the letter did so because my hand weighed on them until resistance exhausted itself. Do not romanticize their delay, do not demonize them either. You are free to see them as human and still walk in justice. You do not have to craft a mythology around their motives. Leave that to me. Your portion is to respond with clarity and courage, to set boundaries that guard the garden I have entrusted to you, to remain generous without becoming naive. Let your yes be yes. Let your no be no. Let your tone be steady. Let your eyes be kind. This is strength, not softness that betrays you. There are 3 minutes. Say this with me in your heart: I receive what you give because your hands are clean. I will not argue with blessing. I will not sabotage celebration. I will not sabotage rest. I will not throw away what was fought for in silence because my fear wants an audience. I will walk upright. I will remain teachable. I will stay small where smallness is wisdom and tall where tallness is obedience. I will not shrink to soothe envy. I will not swell to punish doubt. I will be myself, the self you have been gently building while the crowd assumed nothing was happening. There are 2 minutes. Open your hands again. Feel how they tingle when faith reaches your skin. Feel how the room you're in changes temperature when expectation turns into presence. Let the edges of dread loosen and slide off. You are not about to be tricked. You are about to be shown. The alignment you prayed for is standing where you live. The letter is not a relic, it is a living sign, and it has breath because my word breathes. It says what I say. It points to what I point to. It carries what I carry. There is 1 minute. This last minute is a bell. It is calling your courage into the hallway. It is calling your old self into a hug and releasing it with a bow. It is calling your new self to step forward without apology. I am with you. I am not sending you to face this alone. I am not sending you to sort this out with your old tools. I am handing you a new key for a new door. When the envelope touches your fingers, remember this moment. Remember the calm. Remember the way your name sounds when I say it: beloved, chosen, restored, established. You will open it, and I will open with you. You will read it, and I will read with you. You will step through the next instruction, and I will walk there first. Now go to the door of this moment and meet what is arriving with a steady heart. Keep your peace like a lamp you will not set down. Let gratitude be the first sentence you speak, even if you are alone when you speak it. Your inheritance is more than numbers. It is wholeness. It is clarity. It is a redrawn boundary where abuse cannot come and a renamed field where goodness grows. You will not believe who sent it, but you will believe who wrote the story around it. This is for you. Do not try to skip this. Take it. Open it. Breathe. And come forward into the room I prepared while you were sleeping, into the hour that arrived like a letter, into the life that fits you because I made it to. God says, this message is for you and only you. Today, with just 35 minutes left, Archangel Michael speaks urgently. A letter is already on its way, carrying shocking news about your inheritance. This is not an ordinary letter, not a simple envelope. This is a divine delivery wrapped in mystery, a message that will shift the weight of your destiny. The sender will leave you trembling, because it is someone you never expected, someone tied to both betrayal and redemption, someone who thought they could remain hidden forever. God insists you open this message immediately. It is just for you. Don't try to skip this. You feel the time pressing against your chest, like the ticking of a divine clock. 35 minutes is not just a countdown of the natural world, it is the countdown of heaven's decree. Within this short span, you are being placed at the edge of revelation, and if you dare to ignore it, you will miss what has been sealed under your name since the beginning of time. Archangel Michael says, this is not a mistake, this is not a random act. Your inheritance has been delayed, hidden, and covered, but heaven has unsealed it today. This inheritance is not only wealth, though wealth is in it. It is not only property, though property glitters inside. It is a legacy that carries the tears of your ancestors, the sweat of your silent prayers, the hope you thought was forgotten. The one who sent it is desperate, shaken, because they realize they cannot hold it back any longer. Their nights have been haunted, their days unsettled, because what they tried to keep for themselves is beginning to rot in their hands. And now, like a thief caught by divine light, they are forced to release it, forced to send this letter. God says you will not believe it when you see the name on the letter. You will sit in disbelief, your hands trembling, asking yourself, why them? Why now? How could they hide this from me? But heaven warns, do not waste your time in disbelief. Open it. Accept it. Take what belongs to you. This is not a negotiation, this is a restoration. For years you have been tested, for months you have been waiting, and today, within these 35 minutes, your inheritance is breaking through barriers. Archangel Michael leans close to your spirit and whispers, if you ignore this, you ignore heaven itself. If you skip this, you skip the inheritance marked with your name. You are being drawn into a moment that will make history in your life. You have been betrayed before, but today the betrayer is the sender. You have been lied to before, but today the liar is forced to confess through this letter. You have been overlooked before, but today the overlooked child is crowned. The shocking news is not just that you are receiving an inheritance, but that the one who fought hardest against you is the one who has been commanded to release it. Their pride is broken. Their arrogance is shattered. Their hands, once clutching what was yours, are now trembling as they write your name on that letter. They know they cannot fight God. God says, the inheritance belongs to you. The letter belongs to you. The blessing belongs to you. The hour belongs to you. Do not be afraid when you open it. Do not hesitate. Take it. Claim it. This message is wrapped in urgency. 35 minutes left. 35 minutes for your faith to open the unseen, for your spirit to prepare, for your heart to embrace what is finally being restored. The heavens are in motion, the angels are standing guard, and Archangel Michael himself is watching over this letter until it arrives in your hand. It is just for you. Don't try to skip this.